So I'm gonna start, you know, selling stuff. Tomorrow, I think we're gonna be over 500. And so I think that the next time you guys see me, I'm gonna have a brand new house, and it's gonna look awesome and new. And I've already been like looking through. Gosh, I always do this. I always freaking do this, man. I've been buying stuff, and I think I have some ability to theme some stuff. I'm probably gonna do a simpler theme, nothing too elaborate, no outdoorsy themes. Probably go for more of a, I don't know, maybe a simple just room in a house. You know, just try to do something like that. Not go too crazy with it. And see how that looks. I think it'll be nice. It'll be a nice little change from the norm. But I suppose that'll do it for the Harvest Moon Festival. Not much else. I've still, you know what? I've been having a crazy, ironic statement, but I've been having a really hard time finding a, like Crazy Red. Crazy Red hasn't contacted me for a really long time. And I don't know what to make of that. I feel like I haven't seen the dude in so long, and I don't know what's going on. I'm just confused. I'm at a loss. I don't know. It's been weird. I'm waiting for the letter. I'm not getting the letter, but that's a kind of a big reason why I still play every day, is trying to get the frickin' Crazy Red to show up. I don't know if there's just a period of time in which he just doesn't show up at all, or what. But, you know, it's a little disparaging, to be sure. I don't think he showed up at all last month, did he? But I know he sends me a letter first if he's gonna show up. So, what's a guy to make of that? Anyways, I'm kind of in speedrun mode at the moment. Just trying to, I don't know. I guess we're just trying to get to the next month, but then I feel like I'll get to the next month and I'll be, speedrunning through that. But, you know, I'm thinking at some point we slow down for a little bit and maybe just spend some time doing some, like, fun little things, you know? Like redesigning the house. So, you know, I might do that. There are some, like, minor little things that I've realized I could probably do. I can't remember if, like, the ghost appears. There is, like, a ghost character. I can't remember if that's in this game or if that's just in the later games, but it only appears at night, and I don't usually really play at night. So, I mean, maybe we could try to get that going, experience that. I've never done the Resetti thing, you know? Never gone and reset the game and saw Resetti or anything like that. Haven't been to the island yet, which is another thing we can do. In fact, you can get some consoles by going to the island, which might be worth our time. I was kind of thinking I'd save that for more towards the end, but at the same time, could be worth it to just do. Oh, I also need to buy a Game Boy Link, not a Link cable, but like the controller cable. I used to have one as a kid, and I don't have one anymore. No clue where it is. If it's here, I have no idea. I haven't seen it at all. And yet most of the other things that I know I know where they are. So if that's here, I have no clue where it could be, but it's possible I just don't have it, and maybe I left it at a friend's house as a kid and I just don't recall. The only time I could think of using it was when I went and played Four Swords Adventures at my friend Ian's house. Played Four Swords Adventures, and that's the only time I could remember ever actually using that. Otherwise, I have no idea. Oh, you know what? No, I think you could use it for Final Fantasy, like Crystal you could use it for Crystal Chronicles, right? But I can't remember if I actually owned Crystal Chronicles or if I think I borrowed that game. So I was thinking, no, I don't have that copy of Crystal Chronicles that I had as a kid as well. But I don't know if I actually owned that. I think I just borrowed it, so that's probably why I don't have it, because I gave it back. Oh, well, I still gotta do KK tonight, but that's in, like, we started a little early. I wanted to start at 6, because, that's when they say the Harvest Moon Festival starts. So, I wanted to make sure I didn't, like, overshoot it by going to 8, which is when KK appears, and it's like, gosh dang it, freaking hiccups. And then I just missed the Harvest Moon Festival, you know? That would have been a real bummer. I actually am genuinely looking forward to October. October is my favorite, like, Halloween is my favorite holiday. I think just by far, just bar none. I think it's even, like, I think Christmas was my favorite holiday as a kid, but, you know, Christmas gets less exciting as an adult. I'll tell you that. It kind of sucks. It's kind of a awful holiday as an adult. Because, like, as an adult, you have disposable income. You can just buy whatever you want. I think it's still fun with, like, kids around. You know, there's still, like, a magic to it of, like, just buying them stuff and watching them, you know, get excited and you know, the magic of Christmas. It's a beautiful thing, but not if you're a bunch of adults. I mean, you can get drunk, but at the same time, it's like, I guess maybe this would be more appropriate to talk about it at Christmas time, but at the same time, I actually want the moon in frame. I was like, we'll go hang out by the moon while I rant. What is this? Oh, I've been getting a bunch of these gyroids, by the way. I'll mark that down. I've actually been finding quite a lot of them lately. For some reason. The game's like compensating for the fact that I don't want fossils anymore. It's like, oh, well, maybe you just want gyroids instead. Yeah, you know, Christmas, yeah, I don't know. It's just not as magical as it used to be. Which I kind of miss. It was my favorite as a kid. I remember, like, some of those magical days where you just, like, wake up in the morning and you open your presents, and then I sat and, like, played some brand new video game that I only got every so often. Like, usually Christmas and my birthday is when I got new games. So, most of the rest of the year I didn't get much of anything unless I saved up enough money to buy something, but, yeah, so it was like an event, you know, getting a new game. Now I just buy every, like, new release I want to play as soon as it comes out. But, you know, it was magical back in those days. I remember 2 games specifically. One of them was Pikmin. I remember sitting up, it was early, it was so early that it was still dark outside. And I remember just sitting, playing Pikmin. And it was just like, the music of Pikmin and the atmosphere of Pikmin is just so, like, it's just so good. It was that, like, perfect sort of magical moment. But then there was Metroid Prime 2 was pretty magical for a different reason, because I also had, like, a Beatles... I got, like, a Beatles CD, because I got into music, and I was really into the Beatles. And my parents also got me a Beatles CD that I just played on loop while playing Metroid Prime 2, and that was so great. The other one I remember is, for some weird reason, it's Tales of Symphonia Dawn of the New World, and it was just because I was so excited for this game. I just remember just having such a great time revisiting that world. I think that was, like, the last game I really remember being, like, you know, making my Christmas magical, but, yeah. I mean, now I get games, but I can't really play them until I get home, and oftentimes for Christmas, I'll just ask for, like, you know, stuff that's, stuff that I probably wouldn't just buy on my own anyways, you know? Because I hate, like, you have to give your Christmas list out early, you know, early in, like, December, so that you give people time to actually get stuff. And, so it's like, I don't want to, like, sit around and be like, oh, this new game is coming out, or is out, and, like, just not buy it, and instead wait for somebody else to give it to me for Christmas, like, wait a whole month. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna buy it. So I usually send them stuff that, like, I don't immediately have interest in. So it kind of just ruins that whole vibe, but I still like Halloween. Halloween is still a vibe for me, you know? Just, like, putting on a costume and just hanging out outside. Although I will say Halloween has gotten lamer every single year. Yeah, it's gotten lamer every single year, I feel like. It's just because the last time it was like, you know, we had a couple of kids coming around. I think parents are just a little more weary of, like, letting their kids roam free at night. But it's like we used to just, as kids, we would go completely off on our own. You know, it's like we didn't have any sort of chaperoning or anything. We would just go and knock on random strangers' doors. People are scared now, I suppose, to just let their kids, you know, go outside unchaperoned. They're too scared of the world these days. Which I suppose in some ways is good, but in other ways it's like, it's just kind of, I feel kind of sad, because it's like those were the best times for me. It's like when I could get away and just go and, you know, you'd get that like little amount of freedom that you had to just sort of have fun, cause mischief, you know? And we would stay out for a long time. Although I do recall that the only thing I hated about Halloween was that it was always cold. It was always too cold. I'm like, fuck, this just ruins it. It's like now I gotta wear this like flimsy costume and it's like freezing out and I'm like, ugh. Yeah, anyways, I don't know, I've rambled enough. Thought it'd be a fun time to like, you know, do a little you know, hangout session. Talk about holidays and stuff. Well, I gotta wait around, I guess, for KK, which I don't think I'm gonna keep you guys around for that, so, yeah, I'll see you guys. Next thing will be, well, the next holiday would be the sports fair. It's either the 23rd, hold on, let me look this up, because it says it's on the 23rd or the 24th, and I never actually checked. So I can check, because I have this. It's on the 23rd. So the 23rd would be the next big sort of event, if you guys are interested in that. Otherwise, the 17th is another Saturday. And the 24th is a Saturday. So other than the sports fair on the 23rd, there's nothing else this month. So nice catching up with you guys. We'll catch up again in later, you know, later time. All right, never mind. I'm bringing you guys back because this is actually really freaking interesting. I had to spend a whole bunch of time looking this up on Google, and it was not easy because, like I said, it's really hard to look up stuff on Google about Animal Crossing GameCube, because every time you look up something, it brings up 1,000 guides about New Horizons specifically, and it's really hard to look for something about the GameCube version of the game. But here's the problem. I need to type in Cafe KK here in order to get Cafe... I'm trying to get Cafe KK, specifically. But if I type it in like this... it absolutely won't work. I just did it, and he played some random song and then didn't give me any music. So I had to look this up, if there's a way to actually type this, because you can go through, there's like punctuation here, there's no accented E, and icons here, there's no accented E. So we need an accented E, specifically. So what you have to do, and I looked this up, I figured it out, you type E, and then you hit the X button. You can see down in the bottom right, it actually shows you that you can change it. So you can do this to change the E. And you actually have to do this in order to get the right song. So let me remember which side I need the accent to fix. If I'm not mistaken, I need this one. So I hope that's right. So I'm going to try to get Cafe KK, and I guess you guys can... hang out and listen to Cafe KK. Okay, that sounded like a positive response. This sounds right. Okay. Well, this song's great. I do remember having some favorite songs on here, but I could not tell you which ones they were. I don't remember. This one's great, though. I like this one. There's something so nostalgic about this sequence, I feel like. I always liked how it went through all the different weather, like, oh, it's raining, oh, it's leaves. I'd also like to mention that I looked up, I saw, like, a forum post. That's always the weird thing, is when you, like, search Google for like, Animal Crossing GameCube stuff, and you bring up a bunch of forum posts or like, actual websites people created in, like, the 2000s. It's, like, weird to see that stuff, you know, now, because you never see that stuff anymore. So it's, like, to see, like, a website that somebody created, you know, from, like, 2002 or whatever. It's like a little time capsule, man. I love it so much. In fact, that might be, like, a fun thing to do, is, like, explore. I actually am really interested in some of the YouTube channels that go back and cover, like, old internet stuff. You know. I know, like, Justin Wang does that. Stuff like that. I don't know really, like, it's an interesting topic. I wouldn't really know how to go about doing that for, like, a video or something, or, like, a stream. But I'd love to if it was, yeah, that was correct, okay. If there was some, I don't know, something I could get out of it. It does make me really nostalgic. I love the internet, man, but I hate it now. The internet sucks now. It's a shadow of its former self, and it's all, like, commodified, you know? I don't know if that's the right word, but it's just ruled by these giant companies that, like, you know, cover... Most of the internet just feels like social media, you know? It's like, I don't really... Like, what else am I doing? You know, like, what else is there worth doing on the internet? It's like, a lot of the other, like, independent sites are kind of, like, become, you know, unnecessary because, oh, well, if I want to browse some information about, like, a game or something that I'm really into, oh, why is it playing KK Etude? Hold on. I should have a Aloha KK, and there's Aloha. That's what it should have been playing. Oh well, whatever. It doesn't really matter. I gotta place everything back down because I'm trying to get my 50,000 score point, and I'm not ready to remove everything. Else, I would probably just sell everything right now. I actually need to place the hammock. It's kind of weird how this works, but you gotta place the hammock like that. Yeah, the internet's commodified. I remember, like, even back in the early, like, 2010s, that's, like, I think I was browsing, like, that's when the start of, like, Reddit happened, I think. But, like I was gonna say, like, if I'm a fan of a game now, you just go to the subreddit, probably, or just go to, like, 4chan, or, like, whichever is your, like, thing of choice to discuss it. I guess some people maybe go to Twitter, but Twitter's not really a good place for that at all. I don't know why you'd bother to try Twitter for that. I feel like Reddit is at least tries, but fails, but it tries to at least have some sort of discussion. But it used to be like forum posts, and you would, you know, be able to make friends with people. You'd be able to talk to people in like a real sense online. But now it's just, like, a lot of posturing, you know? It's a lot of people just, like, trying to create a footprint online instead of, actually just being real and honest. You know, they're just like, well, I have to combine all of my social medias between my Instagram and my Twitter, and I have to build an online profile, and I have to buy Twitter Blue so that everybody knows who I am. And it's like, nobody cares. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody gives a shit, you know? It's like, even if you are able, like you'd have to rise to a pretty high level of fame for people to, like, really know who you are and care about all your different profiles. Like, you'd have to be pretty famous. But I don't know. It's just, there's too many people being super fake, and you just don't get to, like, actually actually talk to people anymore, you know? That part of the internet has just kind of disappeared. Not that people weren't always sort of, you know, extreme and, you know, stupid and terrible on the internet, but, you know, I feel like most of the time you just were talking to people. You weren't really talking to, like, you know, ideas of people. Conceptual people. I don't know. I don't know if my that made sense, but I'm yeah, whatever. I'm out. Let's see. Yeah, that's it for the day.